Hey, it's really my bedtime, but I'm gonna try this, and I'm gonna try to respond to Stephen73's thread already. The one about comic book covers. I dug up a few, and I know that there's more that will come to mind. I almost thought I thought of one, but I didn't. But I wanted to get this rolling. I'm kind of curious to see what other people show. When I think of comic books, I think of all kinds of things, comics and things that are influenced by comics. And just by the way, I'm listening to Torch. Yeah, I've got it down low, but it's just sounding good. Sounds real good loud, but I just kind of felt like trying to, answer this thread while I pulled the records earlier and I just didn't get to it. So my first one is Grinder Man and Mickey Mouse and the Goodbye Man. And the reason why this one is it's just an illustration, but the ears, and the title and, you know, the reference to Mickey Mouse, I understand that Grinder Man broke up, but I can easily see where if this had gotten like some wide promotion that maybe Disney might have had a bit of a fit, and maybe they did. So that's the comic connection. I pulled this old McCoy's album. Remember Hang On Sloopy by chance, Stephen? And so the cover is it's Sloopy and cartoons of her, what happens, kind of illustrating this song. So I thought this was very appropriate. The McCoys with Rick Derringer when he was just a teenager. I think one of his brothers might have been in the band too. Excuse me, I should have gotten something to drink. This cover always makes me think of the cartoons. I can't say which one, but just look at that. Amazing by Kathy Dalton. The best thing about this album for me is the cover. It's just much too honky-tonk sounding. And the other thing that got me is that it's on Frank Zappa's Discreet label. So if only I liked the music. I really don't like this, but that's a great cover. Very comic. Now, I've been trying to think of the artist's name from the 70s who did underground art, whose artwork this either is or it's completely based on, it's completely stylized after. I can't think of his name. My friend Frank could tell me in a second, because I think I've got some of his comics, but this is on Thrill Jockey, and it's Gray Market Goods, Gray Market Goods, Soldier of Fortune, and We Live in the Future. And it's kind of a, I don't know if it's what you call acid jazz or kind of dubby, kind of. But that's total comic book, 70s underground. Man, I wish I could think of it. It's like his name is just on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, Torch sounds good. Of course, I've been showing this, but this is why I like this. It reminds me of the cartoons. It reminds me of the, what is it, the cartoons of the, what, the 30s and the 40s? Andy Bound. I just really like that illustration. Very cartoon-like, including the font of his name. Yeah, I really like that. I pulled the neck rose because, again, speaking of, cartoons, what's his name? Big Daddy Dereck, think? Yeah. Necros. Some great punk music. One of the few that I still have in my collection. But yeah. Just a couple more. We have to include Pedro Bell, the guy that illustrates Funkadelic. I've got a few. Here's Cosmic Slop. You know, he's done comic books and some comics I've seen on television as well. I'm not going to pull these out right now. Just standing on the verge of getting it on. But, you know, talk about cartoons, you know what I mean? Illustrations, you know. There's so much going on in these cartoons, and that's exactly what they are, you know, and they continue on the inside of the albums as well. I think these are all very collectible, if nothing else, for the artwork, but thankfully the music is very good too, and there's always good tracks on this one in particular is funky, standing on the verge of getting it on. Let's see here, I've got one more Funkadelic, and this one is Let's Take It to the Stage. Kind of a cob, you know, definitely makes me think of The Exorcist, which is, I'm sure that's a takeoff on. And then we get into the cast of the characters on the back. Pedro Bell. So I'll go back on what I said, and I'll open one. I'll open this one and see if this is illustrated on the inside, which I'm thinking it probably is. Yeah, it is. And the band. So those covers are definitely comic book inspired. This one, the original one, got pulled because of copyright infringement with Mad magazine, and then they put this one out. But if there's one where Alfred E. Newman's face is on the cover, the band Man, slow motion. So if anyone has that version of this, I'd love to see it. I wonder if Jeff Recordman has that. But as you can see, that's supposed to be like the artwork on Mad magazine, Alfred E. Newman. Man, I've got a couple more. Excuse me. Yeah, it's actually time for me to go to bed, but I'm doing this. What the heck? SST Records and the band Black Flag were started by the man Greg Ginn. Raymond Pettibon is Greg Ginn's brother, who did a lot of illustrations for Black Flag, for SST Records, Sonic Youth, and a lot of people. And this is an album that he put out, Torches and Standards, which is, you know, it's just okay. I pulled this because of his illustrations, which are mainly on the inside and the record itself. But Raymond Pettibon of SST fame, and this comes with this big booklet with kind of a illustrated story. It's like a huge, almost like a huge comic. And goes along with the record. The music is pretty good. Raymond Pettibon I shouldn't say so coldly, but was better off sticking to illustrating as opposed to trying to become a singer. But as you see, really cool, you know, and minimalist, but again, it's all tied directly into the music and the record even. The record is a picture disc. So I thought this was pretty appropriate for the thread. And I think I have two more. Curious, like I said, I'm curious to see what other people showed. Hey, I have two more. Solid Gold Cadillac. Again, very comic book-like, very cartoonish. I was just playing this album, and this is weird. It's pretty cool. Parts of, when bands do pastiches of old styles of music, I'm not all that interested. I'm not always sure I understand what the purpose of it is, and so when they do it on here, it's like, I just wish they'd stick to the more original sounding music, but that's a real comic book cover. And the last one I chose is Rumpelstiltskin. This is a failed attempt at a semi-super group. Kind of bluesy more than proggy. And then the cover on both sides is this silly comic about promotion of this album, I believe. Definitely a comic book, huh? Stefan, if I find any more, I'll make an addendum. But great idea for a thread, and also it's a contest. Is that right? 300 subscribers. See how laid back and tired I am. So finally, at the end, I get to congratulating you, Stefan. I will unashamedly say that you are one of my favorite people to watch here, and I look forward to when you make your videos, because you don't make that many. Your taste is very interesting to me, very interesting. So no wonder you have 300 subscribers, and will likely have 300 more very soon. Congratulations, and this is my entry into your contest.